Hello, my name is Rich Schaefer, and I'm the author of HAL.
HAL is an Android app that allows you to monitor and control devices in your home using natural language and/or gestures. This application is applicable to all the users of the Casa Verde family of home automation controllers known as Vera. If you are already a Vera owner, you will be quite familiar with the following control panel. Previous attempts by application to utilize Google's voice recognition have left many users feeling that the technology is not quite ready for prime time. HAL incorporates multiple techniques to improve the voice recognition quality. These include fuzzy logic for word recognition, semantic rules to constrain how words can be grouped to form legal commands, and a personalized dictionary for those words that Google often misinterprets when you speak. If you're on your home's local area network, after you install HAL on your Android phone, you're going to be ready to go. Let's go through an installation process now. Okay. And install. Okay, before I open the application, I want you to keep an eye on the first page and when it flickers to a second page, the time it takes for that to happen. There we go.
Hello, my name is HAL, the home automation using language assistant. Please configure my options. Hello.
Okay, that time where it took to go between those two pages is the amount of time it took for HAL to go out and find Vera and then find out all the devices that you have on your Vera so it knows its names and appropriately then what commands can be sent to those devices. Let's take a look at some of the settings that we could have done. Here's the settings page. I already knew what my HAL ID is by the normal query mechanisms. The user, it sees I've got two users. Let me set up my user. Password, don't need this right now, but if you're going to work remotely, you'll need to set this. Also, if the first time you use this, you're not on your local area network, you'll need to enter your password before you could have even gotten to that second screen. Cancel. Alright, let's change the welcome message. You heard it say welcome at the very end. I might want it to say hello Rich. And so, oops, not Jello. Hello Rich. Okay. And let me change the alert tone that it uses. Okay. All right, those are the most of the common settings that you might want to do. Now let's close the window back real quickly and open it up again. It's running in the background.
Hello, Rich.
See the prompt is now hello, Rich. We're ready to issue our very first command. And what I want you to do is to keep an eye on the control panel in the back so that you see when I issue
the upper
commands,
door, please.
what happens there.
Lock upper door.
Set office lights to medium, please.
Set office light medium.
Office lights status, please.
Office light is at 50%.
Active status, please.
The following switch are active. Lower deck light, outside garage lights. The following dimmable switch are active. Great room center light, office light, the following thermostatus active. Living area, the following security sensors.
Okay, that's enough for that. You get a feel that you can query individual devices and find out information about them, but you can also ask for what's considered the active status, those devices that are doing something in your house. And at a later point in time, we'll describe the process by which you could be able to customize what's considered active. But you heard it say that the living area was active. That's actually the name of my thermostat. So let's find out a little bit more about my thermostat. Living area status, please.
Living area is idle. The temperature is 75 degrees. The mode is auto changeover. The fan mode is auto. The heat set point is 71 degrees and the cool set point is 77 degrees.
Okay, that gives you the basic set of commands for many of the devices I use. Now let's find out all the different things that we can do. We can just click over to get to the help file. And the help file talks a little bit about how you compose commands for various device types. It also shows the general syntax, how it's specified, and how to interpret it when you read the various help file. So let's take a look up here under Topics. And what you'll see is these are all the device types that it found on my Vera. If you don't have some of these device types, then this menu will get smaller. It's only showing you device types that it sees on your Vera. It does know about a few other devices that I do not have installed on my Vera. Okay. Many of those are quite understandable. Things like dimmable switches, doors, humidity sensors, light sensors, the like. If I were to click on one of those, such as, let's take a look at the door, or the humidity, no, let's do the door. Okay. It shows the legal commands for a door, and those are, you could say status lock, unlock, and a door name, or the door name followed by status lock and unlock. In actuality, you could put whatever words you want around that or in between those two phrases, but basically it needs to find those words in the sentence that you're speaking in order to consider it a legal command. It also shows at the bottom what are the actual door names that I have in my house and what rooms they're associated with. Okay. What are the various rooms I have? This shows you all the different rooms I have. If, for example, I were to do garage, it's also going to show me all the doors for my garage, but actually all my doors are in the garage, so it doesn't matter. Let's take a look at something else here, which we'll have quite a few of. Okay, let's do the dimmable lights. Dimmable lights. There's a lot more commands you can do with the dimmable lights, such as you can turn them on, off, you can toggle them, you can dim them, you can increase or lower them. You can actually increase or lower them by a percentage. You could say I want to set the lights to 50%, or you could say I want to reduce the lights by 50%. If they're already on at halfway and you say I want to reduce by 50%, it's going to go down to 25%. This shows you then at the bottom what are the names of the various dimmable lights that you have in your house, and then it shows you which rooms they're in. The deck, the great room, the bathrooms, so forth and so on, the office. Okay, so that gives you kind of, it shows you for each of the device types what commands you can issue, and then what are the names for each of those devices. Those are the things that you can use in the phrases. So in general, this help file will describe all the semantics that you're able to issue to HAL and for HAL to understand. Okay. We showed how you can issue commands to a single device, such as my office lights, and it's usually in the form of a command name followed by the full name of the device that you're using. In the case of my office light, it's simply called office light. HAL also has the ability to use wildcards. I guess more appropriate what that says is it can kind of match any device name by fragments of the name. So let's go back to my control panel and let's go and take a look at this particular area. Here I have what's called my garage ceiling. It's a big shop, and you can see I have 20-some lights in it. Each light is of the form garage ceiling light and a number. The number is, for me, is kind of a row column index, so I can easily identify which light. And you can see there's a lot of Z-Wave devices, and it would be kind of painful to have to turn them on one at a time through voice commands. What I can do with HAL is to actually issue a single command. Here the command would be using, very similar to turning on a single device, but I would use the word all in it, and anything after the all is taken to be parts of the name. Since all of these lights have garage ceiling light in them, I'm going to issue the command turn on all garage ceiling lights. The fact that the devices have light in their name and I'm using the plural lights doesn't confuse HAL because of his fuzzy logic capability. HAL, turn on all garage ceiling lights.
All.
So clearly one of my lights hung up there, causing a delay in setting them all off. The lights are the farthest from Vera. Sometimes it has a little hiccup, but it turned them on after a retransmit. And then similarly, we can turn them all off. All garage ceiling lights off, please.
All.
Okay. And once again, it took a little time because one of those switches has got a little bit of latency on it. It must be one of the first ones, which is also the farthest away from Vera. Once it tripped, all the rest of them tripped. Let's try a few gestures. Here, let's go back to our control panel and go back to the office area. Alright, we'll show you how easy it is to create and then subsequently use the gestures. Turn off office lights.
Office light.
Create gesture. And for the off, I'm going to use the X. And then add it. That's simple. Office lights on, please.
Office lights on.
Okay. Let's create a gesture. And for here, I'm going to use a check mark. Add. So we've got two gestures. Okay. Let's do one more, which is office lights status.
Office light is at 100%.
Okay, we'll create a gesture. Here will be the question mark. Okay. To use the status, we're back here on the request page. There's an illegal gesture.
I did not recognize that gesture.
Okay. So,
Off office light. Office lights on. Office light is at 100%.
so you see how easy it was to create a gesture and how easy it is to use a gesture. I have plans for subsequent releases. How about a multilingual HAL? My plans include localization for other languages, including the localization and customization of the semantic rules themselves. I do not think that Google voice recognition is supported with many other languages at this time, but Android does support other voice recognition engines, and HAL can utilize any engine that you install. I plan to add more devices and expand the semantic rules as appropriate, and of course, like HAL, I will listen for your requests. If you want to discuss this in more details, you can find a HAL forum board at the Casa Verde forums.
Have a great day.